intro to an intro. This video is going to be long. I think it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I let it run. If you don't want to watch, but 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever you want to watch, watch what you want to watch. And if you want to watch for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, right on. I appreciate it. So, intro to an intro. I always appreciate you guys watching. And thanks for the comments. Great comments. Thank you. All right, we're back here on the engine. You can see I've got the oil pan installed. What I ran into, what the crank ran into was the side of my oil pan. So what I'm going to do is, I figured out where the part of the crank, the weight on the very back side of the crank is hitting on the opposite side, about right in this area right here. And the way I found that was I put it down and I kind of just figured by the way it was hitting. It didn't sound like a rod. It was solid. So when I pulled it up, I saw a mark. And then after I saw the mark, I went and I put some Sharpie where I assumed that was a fresh mark. And once I did that and bolted it back down and ran it around again, it took the Sharpie color. So I knew I was in the right location. So I just got my grinder and I ground it down, reinstalled it, ground it back down again after it marked it again. And this time I can rotate it around and I'm not getting, it's not hitting. So what I wanted to do in this process is I want to go through and torque it to, Google says 7 to 12 foot-pounds. Okay. So I figure, why don't I do it to 12 foot-pounds? And if it doesn't hit, then I'm still going to go back and clear it one more time, and then that'll give me the good warm and fuzzy that I'm looking for. All right, so let me get torquing. The bolts. In this process, my oil pump pickup is hitting here. So I've got to refigure that out. I think I'm fine with the pump. I've just got to figure out how to change the pickup to work with this. This is a foot-pound deal. Well, it just runs out, stops at 10. So I'm going to go center out. haven't reached my requirement torque yet, so I'm going to give it a spin just to cut out a process if it hits. Okay, still in good shape. Our life went away. So through my 20s, late 20s till my 50s, no classic cars. So this actually is the first engine that I'm rebuilding. When I was 17 years old, someone came to my house. I catalog ordered parts, rebuilt a 283, and I watched the guy put it together. But doing this myself for the first time, a lot of uncertainties. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I feel like I'm gonna start snapping them. Thought. Okay, those are all torqued. And my reasoning for it was if I went to 7 foot-pounds, and then later on I had to snug it down tighter. At least I know that 12-ish foot-pounds, if it's not hitting at 12-ish, then it's probably not going to hit. All right, that's a plus. Now I'm going to remove this, and then we'll take a look at the oil pump and how I'm going to try to remedy. I'm going to have to cut the pickup tube off the pump I have, and then possibly maybe pick up another pickup tube, or try to modify the one I have. So let me get this off and we'll go to that. This area right here. So I'm going to go through and knock this down a little more, and that should be enough. So what I did was I went through and just removed everywhere that I had the black marker. It was only hitting right here in the center. So I took that down. I feel pretty good about that. Now we'll take a look at inside the engine. This is the area where it was hitting. It was, I don't think I can spin this without, let's go stop here. It'll come around just in a second here. Hey, watch out right there. Right there is where it was hitting, guys. So I kind of had an idea that that's where it was going to hit, because this area right here, I had to trim the gasket down. So, yeah, so it's rotating pretty smoothly. So I guess an overview of what I've accomplished so far. Was I've installed the crank. I had 2/1000 clearance on the bearings. I had 4/1000 in play from this bearing to the, that weight there on the crank. So the face of that weight to the face of the bearing, I had 4/1000 in play. Yeah, let's see. I've got the rod or the pistons and the rods in. But yeah, everything's went okay so far. That's what I'll say. Okay. Challenges. Definitely challenges, unexperienced challenges. So let me get the oil pump and we'll put that on. And we'll go from there and see what we can come up with. So it's installed. So the front of this is running into the right into this area here. So this is welded on really good. It's not just tacked. A fabulous job welding it on there. I mean, the weld is the distance between my finger right there long on both sides, top and bottom. Heliarched. It's too bad. But when I measure the pan, I'm getting 7 3/4 of an inch to the top of the flange. 7 3/4. I mean, if it fit, it would be just perfect. It's probably within a 1/2 inch of the bottom of the pan if it wasn't sticking out too far. I mean, I don't know what, when you're thinking about the pickup oriented with the pan, the bottom of the pan, they're looking for a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inches. Google says that. Ultimately, you could take Play-Doh, right? I've heard that. I've heard that you could stick a pile of Play-Doh on here and press it down and then see how much it compacts. I need a shorter. I don't, like I said, with the way my pan is, you see what I'm saying as far as from there to there? I mean, you could really, find a 1/2 inch really easy by this not being welded on, and you can be able to push it up and down. But unfortunately, it's hitting. So what does a guy do? Well, it's not just as easy as shortening one of these and welding it back. You would really prefer the tube to be unobstructed for the flow purposes and in getting possibly some porosity that's inside when you weld it. It's taking a big chance. Porosity is created because it's not clean. So if you have material that's not clean and that porosity builds up, it's like when they're welding lines, they'll run nitrogen through them to clean the air so you don't get that porosity build up on a weld on the inside. So it's you just don't want to take a chance to contaminate, because you can cut this down and move this over. You can take an inch out of it, move it over, and it's going to clear. Most definitely it's going to clear. But the chance that you've contaminated it and something's in there that's going to foul up something, yeah, it's just not worth it as far as I'm concerned. But I'm on the right track. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out here, grind it off, break it free, clean it up, and I'm going to see if I can find another pickup. So that's this week's plan, is that I'm going to try to find another pickup that will work with this pump. I can't go any higher. I need to go just back, straight where I'm at and back. Maybe a little bit here or a little bit down, depending on, once I have it removed and I have the clearance, then I can do the clay and get it as close to a 1/2 inch as possible. So that's what I'm going to work on this week. We're looking good. We've got the crank in, the pistons are in, and I'm remedying a problem with the oil pump fitting and the crank hitting the side of the oil pan. Looking good. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.